Hey, Dan Passarelli here. Well, we're wrapping up another week. Ended up an up week, although we did have a little bit of a pullback today. The SPX closed just north of 5,000. SPY closed just south of 500, basically about the same. We're just down about 0.5%. But what was notable to me today, anyway, were a couple of trades that happened in a couple of the Magnificent Seven stocks, specifically Meta and Amazon. Let's take a look. So I ran my credit spread genius scanner today, and I saw in Meta there was a trader who came in and traded a bunch of 250 lots here. And so this trader at 9:58 and 23 seconds Eastern time, which is about a half hour after the market opened, sold 250 of the Meta 475, 480 call credit spreads at $1.17. And then within 2 seconds from that, sold another 250 at 118. Within another 2 seconds from that, sold another 250 at 119. And then just a smidge later, about 15 seconds later, sold another 250 at $1.04. So if we go here and we look at the open interest and the volume, we see, well, specifically the volume, we see this trader probably traded somewhere around maybe, could have been up to about 2,000 of these. So probably traded a little bit more than what we saw throughout the day here. And again, this is right about where the trader made the trade. Pulled back after that, rallied back up. The trader sweated it out a bit, was in good shape, sweated it out a little bit more, but then it easily closed underneath that short strike. And if he or she held them all the way until expiration, which he or she probably did, in fact, almost certainly did, because if he or she would have closed those, we would have greater volume than 2,000. So that trade worked out swimmingly, as they say. The other trade that happened was in Amazon. And it was a similar concept, except these weren't zero-day ones. They weren't the ones that expired today. They expire in regular March expiration. So this trader came in, sold 262 of the Amazon regular March 170, 190 call credit spreads at 4:05. This was at 10:45 and 49 seconds Eastern time. At that same time, just fired off another 312 at 4:05. Milliseconds later, fired off another 313 at 4:07. Milliseconds later, fired off 312 at 4:05, and then waited patiently for about a half a second and sold 250 at 4:11. Interesting. 250, huh? I wonder if that's the same person. Could be. Now, these, again, were regular March expirations, so that person's giving this a little bit more time, especially considering at the time the trade was made, Amazon was at $168.73 or so. Closed underneath that short strike, but there's still a month to go, and this is a pretty meaty bet here as well, selling these at 4:05. There's definitely a bit of a delta to them. And so if we were to go over to AMZN and look at the regular March, there was 16,000 that traded in the 170 strike, 13,000 that traded in the 190 strike, although these were not necessarily all that spread. It could have been, for sure, just a small fraction of those. But there are definitely some people betting on some of these tech stocks not continuing to rise. So there's something to chew on over the weekend. I hope that helps. This is Dan Passarelli, Trade Smart, and have a great 3-day weekend. See you Tuesday.